Hey, Star, Daddy's home.
I'll go prepare her lunch, Mr. Manning.
Yeah, you do that. Hey. Well, Mom was real happy to see you yesterday. She missed you a lot. You're not tired, huh? Do your trip to Philadelphia, are you? Well, that's got to be it, yeah. That's probably why she didn't want me to bring you today, you know? She didn't want you to get sick. Because she called, you know. And she wants me to visit again today, without you, and... Well, she didn't sound very happy. No, I'm sure there's nothing wrong. It's probably just that hospital food, you know, and well, you of all people know how stir-crazy you can get in there. Yeah, that's got to be it. Promise you, Star. All the bad stuff is behind us now. Mom will be home soon. The sun is finally going to come up on the Mannings.
You seen this trash?
Yeah, that's exactly where I put it, in the trash. Sick and tired of reading about unsubstantiated baloney about the Lord Whiting bombing.
Well, unfortunately, it doesn't have to make any sense to sell papers. The Sun is up another percentage point.
Oh, so the public loves exploding publishers, huh?
Well, apparently.
Well, look at it this way. Maybe Todd will blow himself up for the extra sales. Hey, Rev.
Huh. Hi, Mel, Clint.
What can we do for you?
Well, I'm here to see Vicky, and thank you both for that follow-up article on the Angel Square Credit Union. We need that publicity.
No problem.
Glad to do it.
Keep up the good work. I'll talk to you later.
That's a solid guy. He impressed the hell out of me during the hostage crisis at the diner.
Well, I wish I could have maintained his composure during my divorce. Damn, I'm sorry that Kevin is the third party in it.
Speak it still.
Good morning.
Well, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Mel.
Hey, folks. Any word on the Oltl trial yet?
No, it's too early yet, but Jeff's on it. It seems that our former mayor is trying to slither out from under a kidnapping charge this morning.
Well, you think it'll stick? From what I hear, Alex Olenov's made of Teflon.
No, I think Hank has her dead to rights this time. I expect a verdict any time today.
Oh, well, I'll keep you posted.
Thanks. Do that.
They seem to be handling themselves very professionally.
All I ask is no trouble in the city room.
Andrew, hi. Come on in.
I wanted to thank you for that early warning on the vestry's reaction to the separation. So we signed the papers, took off the rings, and I'll announce the news as quickly as I can.
I'm so awfully sorry. I don't know what to say to you.
It's a radical change, Vicky.
Yeah, I know. Sit down. How is River,
Sad. Very sad. But Cassie does a good job. She gets there almost every day, and it's very confusing for him.
Of course it is. But hey, he's got you. He always has you. Just love him a lot.
I do. I will. I couldn't help but look for her when I came through the city room. Kevin and Cassie, I'm not even sure why. Maybe I was trying to avoid them, or maybe it's like when you pass a car accident, you can't help but look at it.
It will get better, you know.
In the meantime, I will announce the news to the vestry ASAP and make it official.
That's fine, hey.
Hey, I guess the last thing you need is another meeting on your schedule. I promise you it'll be brief.
Don't worry about it. Something else bothering you?
I'm not sure that I can stay at St. James. Can I speak to you in confidence, and not as a member of the vestry, but as a friend?
Well, of course you can.
I'm not ready to talk to my bishop about this because, you know, it still kind of feels like a personal trial, and I'm hoping it's one that'll pass.
Andrew, whatever you say here stays here, okay?
Okay. I'm experiencing an absence of God.
You mean a loss of faith?
I don't think so. At least I keep telling myself if I didn't believe in God, then I wouldn't be experiencing an absence.
Well, that makes sense.
It started when Cassie left me. And I felt very empty and drained, and I tried to rely on prayer, but nothing came back.
Did you try again?
Yes, I did. And again and again and again. Nothing. The presence of God that I've had within me and all around me since I was just a little kid. It's not there.
What, do you mean it just vanished? It's gone?
Not like that. It kind of receded. You know, like the way the light fades when the sun goes down. And I'm left with people to counsel and sacraments to dispense, but what's supposed to be at the center of it, God, it's not there.
That must be very frightening.
What if the presence of God doesn't come back? For me to remain at St. James, that would be the worst kind of hypocrisy.
Andrew, I don't begin to know what to say to you. Wait a minute. In all these years, haven't you counseled people who've come to you with that predicament? What do you say to them?
I cannot believe how glib my advice has been to those people.
Give me a break. You have never been glib in your entire life. Andrew, 2 months ago, I saw you bring Ernesto Soto back from the edge of despair. Years ago, when this whole community was divided by hatred, you healed us all with your incredible strength and your faith. You healed your father. I'm sorry, I don't think I can believe that your faith has just disappeared.
Look, I know that God tests our faith, and I know that St. Paul teaches us we look through a glass darkly, but when there's nothing going on inside of you, the answer to all that is, so what?
Think about this for a minute. Just think about it. Losing Cassie was very, very intense, very hurtful for you. You're very angry with Kevin and with Cassie, and yet you can't tolerate all that rage, so you simply shut down. And you did it so effectively, you shut everything down. If you think about it, Andrew, it does make sense. Believe me, I know better than most what can happen if there is no outlet for rage and for pain. Maybe you just need to be really, really furious with both of them.
I have been angry. I'm angry.
No, you're not. No, you're not. You're angry in here. You're not angry out there. Oh, come on, Andrew. You're the most well-mannered, controlled human being I know. You're so aware of all your responsibilities as pastor. You don't ever let go. Maybe that's what you need to do. You're certainly entitled to it. Let them have it, both of them. Gracious, as long as you don't do any physical damage. I think God would probably applaud.
I don't know. Did you ever think that you might have a calling in the ministry?
No. God help everyone else if I did.
So it was at this point you realized the taxi cab was following you. What feelings did you experience at that moment?
Only one. Terror. Sheer terror. The person who had killed my husband was trying to claim me as his next victim.
What did you do then?
I knew someone was trying to kill me, so I had to find a safe haven. So I settled for an abandoned beauty parlor.
What happened next?
My worst nightmare came true. Detective Harrison burst through that door, waving a gun around like a crazed maniac. And I said to myself, this is it. I'm going to die.
Did she indicate that she wanted to question you?
She wanted to execute me.
Objection. Sustained.
Yes or no, Ms. Oltl? Did Detective Harrison do or say anything that would have led you to believe she was there on police business?
Oh, absolutely not.
So, as you perceived it, Detective Harrison was hunting you down with a loaded .38. What did you do?
I relied completely on my training as a federal agent, without which I would not be alive and sitting in this courtroom today.
Meaning?
I poked Detective Harrison in the back with a pair of scissors in self-defense. And then after I had disarmed her, well, by that time the police had the whole place surrounded, and I knew they had misread the situation, so I tried to negotiate my way to safety, desperately trying to avoid a shootout. I'm so sorry for everything that I've done in self-defense.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Gannon. Cross?
Oh, you betcha. Miss Oltl, isn't it true that you intentionally went into a dark, abandoned building, set a trap for Detective Harrison?
I went into that building to pray.
Do your prayers usually involve holding police personnel against their will?
Don't I have a constitutional right to protect myself? I didn't know it was going to turn into Dog Day afternoon.
How do you explain the repeated threats against the lives of Detective Harrison, the SWAT team, and the entire Lambview Police Department?
Self-defense. Andrew, wait.
I just came to see Vicky, and I'm leaving.
How's River?
He's fine.
Look, I know this isn't on the schedule or anything, but I was wondering if, maybe I could pick him up after school and play with him in the park.
Today's not good.
Why?
He's invited to Joe Biber's birthday party out at Adventureland.
Okay. So maybe I can pick him up from that and take him to dinner.
I promised that I would take him over to the railroad car diner after the party.
Well, maybe I could join you.
I don't think so, Cassie. I don't think so.
Why not, Andrew? Come on, River would love it.
Please, don't push me on this right now.
Andrew, what happened to unlimited access?
Just give me a break. Just give me a break, Cassie. You know, the divorce might have been inevitable, possibly even amicable. That doesn't mean I'm ready to sit down and have dinner with you. It is painful for me. It's confusing for River. And the moment you leave, all I'm left with is my heartache and his questions.
He needs me.
What he needs is predictability. He's not used to this new arrangement. Until he is used to it, let's stick to the schedule and avoid spontaneous visits. Can we try to do that, please?
I can't believe that wanting to see my son is such a problem.
Well, you should have thought of that before you walked out on him.
All right, folks, that's enough.
Just stay out of it, will you, Kevin?
Yeah, what? Your chance to publicly humiliate her? No, I don't think so.
And, Kevin, forget it.
Yeah. Forget it. Listen to what she says. Forget it. Now, I didn't begin the conversation, but I'm going to be the one to end it. And you two can go back to whatever that is you two, do.
Why? Why do you have to be such a condescending jerk?
Andrew. Hey. Stop it!
Hold on.
Stop it! Both of you! Stop it!
Sorry. I'm very sorry to disrupt the newsroom.
Kevin, Cassie, I would like to see you both in my office. Now.
Would you like me to join you?
Yes, please.
Despite the tortured logic of the defense, Your Honor, this is a very simple case. Ms. Oltl lured Detective Harrison into a dark, abandoned building. She menaced her with scissors and tied her up at gunpoint and threatened her life. She held the SWAT team and the Lambview Police Department at bay using Detective Harrison as a hostage. Alex Oltl was caught in the act. Her fingerprints were found on Detective Harrison's service revolver. The testimony of Police Commissioner Buchanan alone is enough to convict her, not that there's any shortage of eyewitnesses in this case. Your Honor, the defendant continually makes a mockery of the legal system of this Commonwealth. So I urge you to teach her the meaning of law and order and personal responsibility. Find Alex Oltl guilty of kidnapping and false imprisonment. Thank you.
Mr. Delgado, the court will hear your summation now.
Okay, I'm counting on you.
Your Honor, the facts in this case are not in dispute to any significant extent. But the defense submits that the context of those facts compels Your Honor to find the defendant, Alex Oltl, not guilty of these charges. we contend that as the Commonwealth's case against Antonio Vega for Carlo Hesser's murder entered its last crucial phase, Andy Harrison became desperate to exonerate her lover, without a shred of evidence that the defendant had committed any crime whatsoever. Detective Harrison followed Ms. Oltl in an unmarked vehicle, chased her into an abandoned building, and threatened her with a .38 caliber revolver. In subduing Detective Harrison, the defendant acted out of a reasonable belief that her life was in danger. Her subsequent actions were dictated by the extreme stress she had been under since the death of her husband, and by the quasi-military forces that had been amassed against her, which she reasonably believed would side with the renegade Detective Harrison. Your Honor, I urge you to take this opportunity to send a powerful message to the police about the importance the court places on proper procedure, respect for the civil rights of the populace the police are sworn to protect, and respect for the laws they're sworn to uphold. Your Honor, please find Alex Oltl not guilty. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Delgado. Mr. Gannon, this court will stand in recess while I review the various arguments. We will reconvene at such time as I have reached a verdict.
Hey, how are you?
Sick.
What's the matter?
I'm sick at heart. How could you do that, Todd?
Well, that depends. What did I do?
Dorian was here and she told me everything. How could you do that to Patrick?
Well, I got his self-papers, right? Look, all I did was tell the truth about the guy.
I don't think you've ever told the truth in your life. Patrick didn't do anything.
Wait a minute, how can you take his side on these things? You know, he hasn't denied this whole Whiting thing. 2 people died, Blair.
Oh, Todd.
Well, you should be mad at him, not at me. In fact, this whole town should be screaming to get him extra, you know, shipped back to Ireland to face murder charges. He's a killer, Blair.
That's enough.
Look, it's not my fault, all right? He's guilty. Oh, but I can't. Right, same old, same old. Todd, don't hurt the long-suffering Patrick. He's so noble. He's so hairy.
Stop it!
Look, I don't see how you can take his sides after everything that he's done. What about the guy at the accident?
Kelly caused my accident.
Well, just because there was another car there doesn't mean that Patrick didn't drive the car off the road on purpose.
Oh, come on. Do you know how you sound? Doesn't even make sense. And you have made this man the focus of every single problem in your life.
It's because he is.
No, he's not. I am. Ever since you walked in and saw me making love to him. But you'd never admit that that's what all of this is about, no matter how much I try to tell you that he means nothing to me, no matter how many ways I try to show you where my heart really lies. All I will ever be to you is a woman on the floor with Patrick Thornhart, and you'll always be the man who can't forget it.
I'd give anything to forget that.
Well, then can't you just please stop clinging to these desperate fantasies about Patrick and going to such extremes to hurt him?
What extremes?
Who killed Guy Armitage?
Patrick.
Really? Oh, forget it. Just forget it. That's it. That's the craziness ends right now today.
I don't know what you're saying.
Only what has been true for a very, very long time. Our marriage is over.
All right, let's just calm down here. This is all Dorian's fault. You know, she's twisted everything around and got you all riled up. I mean, this is exactly what you want. This is exactly what Dorian has always wanted.
You know what? Dorian isn't here, Todd. It's just you and me, all right?
Yeah, but you're playing right into her hands, Blair.
It's my decision.
Yeah, well, it's a bad one. It's a mistake. Look, Star, you know, Shorty's finally okay, and you're out of here soon. Things... Now, they could go back to the way they were in the beginning.
Beginning. When? You know, I took up with Todd Manning because I didn't think I deserved better, and I flunked you in the face of everyone who believed the same thing. You know what? I was a fool to believe that things could be different.
You know, I don't think you were such a fool.
Yeah. I wanted to believe in you so much. I mean, you'll never know how much.
Well, you could again.
Oh, God, please, it's too late.
Why?
Well, because it is, all right? Because I don't trust you. I don't trust you with Star.
I love Star.
Oh, you will hurt her. Eventually, you will hurt her. You can't help it. But you will. You hurt everybody. Take it.
No.
Take it! I don't want it. Take it.
Whatever. What are you gonna do now?
I have talked to my lawyer, and I'm gonna go through with this divorce.
That's it.
And when I come home, I'm moving back in with Dorian, and so is my daughter.
Will the defendant please rise? On the charge of first-degree kidnapping, the court finds the defendant not guilty.
Oh, thank you so much, Your Honor.
Ms. Olenoff, I haven't finished.
Oh, of course. Well, you go right ahead.
By failing to follow proper procedure, Detective Harrison may have created an atmosphere in which the defendant might reasonably have felt she was acting in self-defense. On the second charge, false imprisonment, the court finds the defendant guilty.
What?
The court cannot ignore the facts that the defendant's actions after she disarmed Detective Harrison went well beyond the plausibility of self-defense. However, the court does find that the defendant's extreme stress at the time of the incident was a mitigating factor. Now, false imprisonment is a second-degree misdemeanor with a penalty of up to 2 years in prison. However, given the defendant's diminished capacity, the court sentences her to 2 years probation, a $5,000 fine, and 200 hours of community service. Ms. Olenoff, you're free to go. This court is adjourned.
All rise.
Congratulations. Oh, congratulations to you, too. You deserve a substantial bonus for this. I'll call Todd. You're very generous. Oh, hey.
Save it, Alex.
Well, what's wrong? This is all over. You can drop the act now. I mean, you knew I was innocent all along.
Is that a fact?
Of course. And as a wonderful public servant, you owed it to your constituents to try to provide closure after Carlos' senseless death. I understand completely. And I want you to know that I am not the kind of person to hold a grudge. So when I am re-elected, I intend to continue to fully endorse you as my district attorney.
Re-elected?
Well, of course. What better way to serve my community service time than as the mayor of Landview? I'm going to work for my first 5 weeks for free. Let's
give Hank a chance to catch his breath, shall we?
Okay. Let's have lunch next week. I'll see you outside.
Thanks, Judge Dory.
Well, I just don't know how to thank you.
Well, I simply followed the letter of the law.
Of course you did.
Rascal.
Just in case I have not already made myself clear, I expect you two to keep your personal problems out of the city room.
May I say one thing in our defense?
No.
Andrew assaulted me.
You ever heard the term fighting words, Kevin? Any chance you provoked him?
No, he started it.
Hey, Kevin, you're not in the schoolyard now. At my newspaper, you control yourself or you work somewhere else.
Vicki, Clint, would you please don't be angry with Kevin. This incident was entirely my fault. I'm the one that started the conversation with Andrew.
A conversation is one thing,
Clint, it wasn't appropriate for the city room. I'm sorry. I let it escalate to a point it shouldn't have gotten to.
Don't apologize for Andrew. He was obviously looking for a fight. I mean, why else would he be at the Banner?
He was visiting me. Not that it is any of your business. And it is totally irrelevant. I don't care if Carlo Hesser's ghost walks through the city room. You keep a lid on your emotions. Now, if you two intend to pursue a personal relationship outside this office, it had better stay there.
It will.
You know, Vicki and I have made a sincere effort not to meddle in your private lives.
And Cassie and I have been nothing but professional here at work.
Until today. I will not tolerate any further disruptions. If there are any, believe me, I will act swiftly, and you won't like it. Please don't put me in that position.
We won't. I am truly sorry that this happened.
Kevin.
I apologize. I have to get back to my story.
Good, do that.
Well, I reckon I should go supervise for a while. I would like to have a word with you later.
What about?
Just some unfinished business. Tension headache?
Yep. Oh, my favorite. You remembered. How sweet.
Let it go, darling. You said your piece. I said mine. Now we just back off and let Kevin and Cassie try and figure out how to make this thing work all by themselves.
Done.
I mean, think about how long it took the two of us to achieve the seamless separation between personal and professional that we enjoy today.
Anything else?
Yeah. The other day, we let a discussion about our son turn into a discussion about us. And I walked out and refused to finish it. Well, I was wrong walking out. It wasn't right, it wasn't fair, and I won't let it happen again.
I just wish you wouldn't do that.
Wouldn't do what?
Well, monitor yourself the way you do. You know, Clint, if you have anything at all to say to me about me or Kevin or Sloan or anything at all, just go ahead and say it. I'm a big girl, you know. I can take what you dish out.
Oh, I know that. I know that very well. Frankly, I don't monitor much of anything for your sake. I do it for mine.
What do you mean?
Well, you know, you got to keep an eye on those old feelings, babe. I mean, otherwise they can sneak up on you and kind of bite you in the heart. Well.
Hank? What a surprise.
Yeah. Are you home?
Just a minute, I'll check. Carlota, are you home? Yeah, she says she's in. She'll be right down.
Well, fine. Maybe I should just wait out here.
Why don't you come on in?
Thanks.
Sit.
Thanks.
So, Hank, why did you come to see me?
Yeah. I don't know. I've just never been so depressed in my life, you know.
How flattering.
No. It's not you, Carlotta. It's just that... Is that banana bread?
Yeah, it just went in the oven. Well, it couldn't be that bad if you haven't lost your appetite.
Yeah. No, I lost the case. Alex beat the rap.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, I'm the one who's sorry. I mean, I came closer to convicting Antonio, and he was innocent.
Well, the important thing is my son is free. You know, Alex, she just never plays by the rules. I'm sure you did your best.
Yeah, well, we all know that. I just feel like I let everybody down.
So, how did you end up at my house?
Well, I'm not sure. I went to see Bo and Nora, but they took off this new vegetarian place. And, well, Rachel, she's hanging out with Taya.
Mm-hmm.
Probably at Club Indigo with my brother gloating at my ultimate humiliation. So, I went out for a little walk to clear my head and found myself on your doorstep. Maybe it was the banana bread that I smelled.
Maybe. Okay, well, you're here. Now what?
Listen, if you have other plans, maybe I can just go someplace else to lick my wounds.
No, please. Please stay. I'm glad that you felt like you could come to me with this.
Well, the truth is, I mean, there's no one else I can confide in. Except Rachel. And I definitely can't do that.
I know what you mean. I give advice to my children all the time, but I wouldn't dare tell them any of my own problems.
Yeah, they just ignore you.
Exactly.
You know, when I was out walking, I realized how much I missed the feeling that I had with Sheila. You know, that someone that you can share things with. The good things, the bad things.
Yeah. You feel empty when that's gone.
And I haven't found anybody who can fill that void.
Neither have I. Am I really going to do this?
Well, only if it feels good to you. And I gotta say it feels good to me.
Oh, it feels wonderful to me. Wait. My banana bread.
We can get to that later.
Here. Take this. Come on, take it. Probably look better on you anyway. Your mother's taken some bad advice, Star, some really bad advice. Seems your great aunt, the she-devil, has gotten at her again. Dorian's only happy if everybody else in the world is miserable. Especially me. She wants your mother to try and take you away from me. Why? Because she's mean. She's real mean. Some people are like that. They just don't know how to keep their nose out of other people's business. Will you listen to me, Star? Nobody's gonna split you and me up. Not now. Not ever.
That is one of my servants calling.
Oh.
I will answer it.
No,
No, no.
stop it.
Hello?
Dorian, it's me.
Blair.
I told Todd the marriage is over.
You mean that you're getting a divorce? Well, you know, if that's what you think is best.
I do, and I spoke to my lawyer, and I want to get this over as quickly as possible.
Oh, sure. Why prolong it?
Dorian, would you do me a favor, okay?
Anything.
I want you to keep an eye on Todd, and just at least until I'm home and I'm well.
Why? Are you afraid he might pull another baby snatching?
No, I don't know. Maybe yeah. I don't. All I know is that I don't trust him.
Well, then we'll just have to get Star away from him as soon as possible.
I want him out of our lives. In fact, I don't care if I ever see him again.
Okay, well, if you do want to get any extra lawyers, okay, I know hundreds. Blair? Honey, are you there?